What if I told you there's a universal blind spot in almost every service business? A critical problem they all have, but nobody sees. And that solving it for them is a $100,000 a year business idea that you can start this week with zero capital. That sounds like a bold claim, but by the end of this video, you will have a complete step-by-step plan to do exactly that. Welcome back to the Zero Capital B2B series, where I, as a business analyst, do the heavy lifting to find these gaps in the market and give you the complete blueprint for a practical B2B business you can launch with no money. Today, we are building the business that solves this. We're calling it a client activation protocol, and its entire function is to find that fragile moment of silence and transform it into a source of confidence and strength. The opportunity here is enormous, so let's get right into it. So what exactly is a client activation protocol? Imagine this common scenario. A business works for weeks to land a new client. There are proposals, negotiations, and finally, that magic moment that the contract gets signed. The business is thrilled, but then they turn their attention inward. They start planning the project, assigning resources, and getting the real work ready. And in doing so, they forget about the human on the other end of that invoice. That new client, who just made a huge financial and emotional commitment, is left completely alone in silence. That silence is where doubt creeps in. It's called buyer remorse, and it's a powerful negative force. They start asking themselves, did I make the right choice? They were so attentive before I paid. Where did they go? That anxiety-filled silence is the blind spot. Your job as a specialist is to step into that gap and flood it with confidence. You are an architect, not just an assistant. You design and build a seamless, professional, and automated journey that makes every new customer feel seen, valued, and certain they made the right choice. You're not selling your time. You're selling a system that permanently cures post-purchase anxiety for your clients. So who feels this pain the most? Who are the perfect clients for this system? While this problem is almost universal, you're looking for a sweet spot. Businesses successful enough to be busy, but not so large that they have a dedicated department for this. Think about growing startups, the kind that are great at getting sign-ups but see a huge drop-off in the first 30 days because their welcome process is a mess. Another prime target is traditional professional firms, a boutique law firm or an accounting practice. They're experts, but their client intake is often ancient, and a modern first impression is a powerful competitive advantage. And finally, my personal favorite are high-ticket creative agencies. They do incredible work, but behind the scenes, their project managers are swamped, leading to messy kickoffs and friction that can sour a whole project. Now, what are you actually building for them? What does the core service look like? Your initial project is focused on designing and implementing their system, which is built on two foundational assets. The first is what I call the professional welcome packet. This is more than a hello email. It's a beautifully designed document which you can easily build in a shared Google Doc that acts as the client's single source of truth. The reason you use a tool like Google Docs here is that it's universally accessible, easily updated, and instantly professional. It confirms the project scope, lays out the next steps, and provides all the key links and contacts in one place. The second asset is the master onboarding checklist. This is your client's internal playbook. You'll build it for them using a simple and visual project management tool like Trello. The genius of using Trello is that its cart-based system makes it easy for anyone in their team to see, track, and complete every single task required for a new client. This checklist becomes the direct blueprint for automations we'll build later. Now, a great business doesn't just stay static. It grows with your clients. This is how you transform a one-time project into a lucrative long-term partnership by guiding them up the value ladder with pro upgrades. In the pro upgrade path, you are their trusted system strategist. The client pays for their own tools and your business remains a lean, zero capital venture. Here's the growth path you guide them on. The first step up is the Business Pro Flow. This is the logical first upgrade for a client who is ready to invest a small amount for a significant boost in professionalism and organization. You introduce two key upgrades. The first one is Google Workspace. This is the professional version of the Google tools. You will explain that the difference between an email from davesdesignshop@gmail.com and one from Dave at davesdesign.com is massive for client perception. This tool provides that professional identity along with a centralized Google Drive for company files and shared team calendars. The second is NoCodeDB. You'll explain that as they grow, a Trello board isn't enough. NoCodeDB is an open source tool that turns a spreadsheet into a smart database, acting as a central client database or a lightweight CRM. It allows them to track every client's status, revenue, and project details in one structured place, which is critical for the advanced analytics you will offer in your premium retainer plans. But you can go even further. This is the ultimate solution, the Manage Pro Flow. This is your top-tier offering for sophisticated clients ready to stop renting their infrastructure and start owning it. You achieve this by moving them to a self-hosted, open-source stack using a service like less.io, which makes complex server setups as easy as clicking a few buttons. You will highlight the key tool in this new stack. This tool is NA10, the automation powerhouse. You'll position this as their powerful, self-hosted replacement for a tool like Zapier and explain that the benefits are immense. The first benefit is cost at scale. They pay a single flat fee for virtually unlimited automations. The more they succeed, the more they save. The second benefit is data privacy. Their sensitive client data stays on their own private server, a non-negotiable advantage from many industries. And the third benefit is power and no limits. They escape the artificial limits of software as a service plans, SaaS, and can build more complex workflows. By moving them to this flow, you are building them a fully owned system. You are the architect who sells strategy, security, and scalability. This is how you become an indispensable partner and command a top-tier retainer fee. Okay, so now you have this incredible high-value service. How do you get clients? We will use a simple marketing framework that thinks about the client journey in 3 stages. The first stage is everything you do before you have their attention. Your goal is to attract the right prospect. Don't just look for agencies, but get specific. Use LinkedIn to find branding agencies with 10 to 20 employees. The reason you use LinkedIn is that its search filters are incredibly powerful for zeroing in on company size and industry, and it often points you right to the decision makers. You can also use industry directories like Clutch or G2, which are popular B2B review sites, to find lists of potential clients who are actively investing in their reputation. Once you have a curated list, your message needs to connect. And instead of saying, "I automate onboarding," you say this: "I help you create a first impression so professional, your clients will know they made the right choice before the work even begins." Now we move to the during phase, turning that prospect into a client. Your most powerful tool here is the free 15-minute onboarding audit. This is a no-pressure diagnostic call. Once they're on the call, you lead the process starting with the opening. Thank you for your time. My only goal here is to give you 1 or 2 valuable ideas. There's no sales pitch. Then you ask the key question with genuine curiosity. Can you walk me through step by step exactly what happens right after a new client signs your contract? After that, you need to start your diagnosis, your analysis. Go quiet and listen. Take notes. You're listening for friction words like usually, sometimes, and manually. Then you need to ask clarifying questions like the following. How do you currently share key documents? Or how much of your own time do you personally spend setting up each new client? Then the last step is to mirror and propose so you can close. Don't pitch, but summarize the reality. So it sounds like there's a delay. You're manually creating folders and agendas get lost. Does that sound right? They will sigh and say yes, and then you deliver the killer line. What if you could build a system that automates all of that instantly for every new client? Okay, quick pause. That question right there is the key that unlocks this entire business model. But if you're getting value from this kind of practical, step-by-step strategy, take just 2 seconds to hit that like and subscribe buttons below. It's a free way to support the channel and lets me know you want more deep dive blueprints just like this one. Thank you. All right, back to it. So what happens after you've hooked them with that powerful question? It naturally leads to you explaining the system. You'd say this, for example: we can set up a simple automated flow, and when a client signs your contract using a secure, free e-signature tool like DocuSeal, it will instantly trigger a workflow. This workflow is built in a tool called Zapier, which acts like a digital switchboard connecting your apps to automatically create the client's card project in Trello. It's a project management tool, and we use that tool to trigger the perfect welcome email from your Gmail. You're showing them the exact reliable machine you can build. Finally, after that, in the after phase, we need to focus on delivering excellence and expanding the relationship. Your automated system is already doing the heavy lifting. From there, you use your tiered partnership plans to turn that one-time project into a 5-figure per year client account and get powerful referrals by asking this last question. Do you know any other business owners who are struggling with the chaos after a sale? So you have the service and the marketing plan. We are now at the most critical part of this entire blueprint, the money. And I need you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to say is the single biggest mindset shift that separates a struggling freelancer from a profitable business owner. The biggest mistake you can make is pricing your service too low. It sounds counterintuitive, but getting 100 clients at a cheap price is a nightmare. It is far easier and more profitable to get 24 great clients a year at a premium price. Low-paying clients are often the most demanding, and they will trap you. You'll be too busy with low-profit work to find better clients, but you won't be earning enough to hire help and scale. You will have created a prison that is technically worse than a normal job. Your price is a filter. It has to filter for clients who value systems and respects expertise, and filter out those who see you as a cheap commodity. But how do you set a premium price, regardless of where you live? You anchor your price to the value you create for the client. And here is your guideline. I call it the 10% value anchor formula. First, during your discovery call, you ask the client, what is the average lifetime value of a single new customer for you? And let's say their answer is $15,000. Your one-time project fee should be at a minimum 10% of that value, so $1,500. Why? Because you can confidently make this following powerful statement. My fee is a one-time investment of $1,500 to build a permanent system that protects a $15,000 asset every single time you land a new client. It makes the purchase a complete no-brainer. Now, a quick disclaimer, the final number you charge is absolutely determined by your location. The value of a customer for an agency in San Francisco is much higher than for one in a small town, so your fee will naturally be higher there. This formula works because it scales with your local market. Use it as your starting point to calculate your local premium price. But with that strategy in mind, your one-time project fee to build a client activation protocol should be somewhere in the range of $1,500 to $4,000. But the project is just beginning. The real sustainable wealth is built on recurring revenue. You'll introduce your tiered partnership plans. And in this case, I will give you a 3-tiered example. The first is the assurance plan. It should range from $200 to $500 a month. This is their peace of mind plan for system monitoring and support. It's their insurance policy, and the pricing should feel too small to not take the assurance, just like how insurance typically feels and operates. The next one is the growth plan, and it should range from $650 to $950 a month. This is your sweet spot. It's for clients who want proactive optimization and a true efficiency partner. And in my experience, there's a different feeling and expectation from services that are priced below $1,000 compared to services priced above $1,000. The last plan is the partner plan, and it should start between $1,500 and $3,000 a month or more. This is where you become their fractional chief systems officer, managing their core operational infrastructure. But okay, how does this scale to a $100,000 a year business? Let's run the numbers conservatively, using the lower end of these ranges. Your foundation is project work, and your goal is to land just 2 new system implementations per month at a conservative average fee of $2,250. 2 projects a month at that rate is about $4,500 per month. Over 12 months, that alone is already $54,000 in revenue. That's a great start, but the real wealth is in recurring revenue. Now, let's be conservative again. Assume that out of the 24 clients you bring on, you only convert 1/3 of them, so 8 clients, onto the low end of your growth retainer plan at $650 a month. And those 8 clients paying $650 a month creates an additional $5,200 in monthly recurring revenue. Over the course of a year, that adds up to $62,400. So let's add it up. You have $54,000 from your initial project builds, one-time fees, and $62,000 from your layered retainer income. That brings your total annual revenue to $116,000 a year. And there it is. We've not only met the $100,000 promise from the title, we've exceeded it. And we did it with a premium pricing model that attracts better clients using conservative math, all starting with zero capital. This is not magic, it's a strategic business model. So from here, your journey continues. And you have two paths to choose from. If you're ready for the next complete zero capital B2B blueprint, where we break down more easy zero capital B2B services, I've got a playlist waiting for you right here on the left. But if you want to go deeper on the foundational skills behind today's idea, understanding the client's emotional state to build trust and eliminate the buyer's remorse, then I've put my emotional mastery playlist for you right here on the right. Choose your path, let's keep building.